We continue today with this championship case series why Brad Keselowski will win the championship. So here we go. I'm going to give you a schedule update. This will likely continue this week and next week. This championship, we're at 7 right now. I think this is the 7th video. Kurt Busch I think he'll be tomorrow or Sunday. And then Sunday or Monday will be whoever's after Kurt Busch, and then keep going down the list, and that's the schedule. Football, going to try to get it in if I can. If not, then sorry. Oof. But the primary focus right now is NASCAR because it's about to be playoff time, so that's why I got to focus on the NASCARs. Satisfy my NASCAR subscribers, which is the majority of you. But here we go. Brad Keselowski, 2012 Cup Series champion. He currently sits 6th in points, and I think he moved up to 5th in the playoff grid with the win. He had 4 stage wins. He has 4 stage wins, and then he got the win in Darlington, which got him an extra 5 playoff points. So he has 9 playoff points. He's sitting 5th in the standings for the playoffs. So, what are his numbers this year? He currently, as I said, 6th in the points. 4 stage wins, 1 win, 9 playoff points. He's on 347 laps. So, not a terrible year. Not a bad year. 6th in points is pretty good, obviously. But that team has done better in the past. So, obviously, they're thinking, man, we should be up there running with Truex, Harvick, Kyle Busch. They've had good years in the past. Last year, they made it to the championship 4. 2014, they had, 6 wins or something? They had a great year that year. That'll come up more in the future. They won the championship in 2012. So, they've had speed in the past. Brad Keselowski, he's shown that he can win races, that he can win championships or win a championship. And he's won in all 3 series. Has he won a truck race? He might have won a truck race. I know he's won a lot of Xfinity races because he just swept the Darlington Xfinity. He's definitely won Cup races. He has 25 of those. So he's won racetracks. I'll go more into that the back half of this video, or after this segment. But yeah, based on this year, for Keselowski, I'd have to say it's momentum. That's their best hope right now. Just the win came at the right time, 2 races before the playoffs start. Now they can go for more playoff points, obviously. They can go for stage wins. They can go for race wins. They can be more aggressive with the calls. Paul Wolf can. So I think that'll definitely benefit them because, as I've said with Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Clint Boyer, these guys need to rack up the playoff points like Truex, Harvick, and Kyle Busch have. They need to get more of these playoff points so that in the playoffs it doesn't come down to a few points or they don't get put on the line for elimination. They need to build a little bit of a buffer so they can build space between them and the guy that's at the cut line so that they can have a good, solid, I don't know what you want to call it, safe zone, a safe point area, whatever you want to call it. But I think they really need to build that up. That team does, along with basically everyone that isn't Truex, Harvick, and Kyle Busch. So these guys just need to build up playoff points, and that includes Brad Keselowski. He only has 9. He needs to get more. If he could win in Indianapolis, it's 14. That's 4 more than the guy next in line. So, winning is huge. That's 5 playoff points. So they're going to have to rack up these playoff points. They're going to have to get some more going in the playoffs. And so now we're going to talk about Brad Keselowski's history in the playoff tracks and how all 10 of these playoff tracks, how he has a chance to get to the championship or win the championship. I'd say the playoff schedule actually kind of favors Keselowski. He's won at a lot of these tracks. He's run well at a lot of these tracks. The only curveball is obviously the Roval. But Las Vegas, he's won there twice, 2016 and 2014. 2014, he stole a win from Dale Jr. I remember my reaction to that. I was like, oof, Junior Nation. But he's won there twice. So he's shown that he's capable to win at Las Vegas, him and that team. They got a great shot at playoff points, stage points, a win. Next race, Richmond. Richmond, another track they've done good at in the past. In 2014, I think they finished top 5. They finished top 5 there in the spring, and then they dominated the race in the fall. I think they had like 384 out of 400 laps. So they've shown they can dominate that race and win in that race and run well at Richmond. So, I mean, Keselowski does really good at these first 2 tracks. And then there's the third race. He's run well at road courses. He's run well at Watkins Glen. Sonoma, I mean, okay. But the Roval is something new. So it'll be interesting to see how he does at that. If they can get some speed, if they can get some, more power, more acceleration, all that stuff for that team in that race, because they need to do good there as well, just for that team. They've won at Dover before, another track they've won at. So, I mean, there's a lot of tracks in the playoffs that they have won at and shown that they can win at these tracks and run well and compete for not only race wins, but get these race wins, add up these playoff points, and get to the championship 4 and, shock people. And then the next race, this is a race they're defending their win. Talladega. Keselowski's won there multiple times. I don't know how many times, but I know he's won there last year. He's won there in 2016, 2014, I think 2012. It was 2012 or 2011. His first career win came at Talladega, so he's got at least 5. At least 5. So he's won at super speedways before. He's won at Talladega. He's won at Daytona. He's really good at staying out front, getting the lead, staying out front, blocking, all that stuff. So let's say they win Talladega. Let's say they win a couple stages in the first few races. That's what? Let's say they win 4 stages. 3 stages, 3. That's 17 playoff points. They're up to 17, and the win at Talladega gets them through to the round of 8. So they're at 17 playoff points now. Let's say some of these other guys like Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Clint Bowyer, they don't add up playoff points. Keselowski has an advantage. He's 4th in the points right now. He goes into Kansas. They're a little bit more aggressive with the calls. Depending on how the race plays out, they could get more. They could gamble on a late race caution, stay out, maybe get the race win. That will put because they've won at Kansas before on a fuel mileage race. So, I mean, they could get up to 22 playoff points if they get something there. They've won at Martinsville before. I mean, they could win a stage there. Let's say they win a stage there. 23. Well, wait, no, that doesn't matter at that point. They're up to 22 going into the last round. They're looking good. They got enough of a buffer. They run top 10 at Martinsville. They get a top 5 at Texas, and they get top 10, top 5 at ISM Raceway, Phoenix, whatever you want to call it. They're in the championship 4 because of all those playoff points. So if they can build up that playoff point buffer, they can get a couple wins in the playoffs. They can get some stage wins. They're in the championship 4. They lost there last year. They didn't do so well. I think they finished 4th. I don't think they're going to do that again. When you go to the championship 4, you give all you have. You try your hardest. You put everything into this one car so that you can win the championship. I think they can. Keselowski, I don't think he's won at Homestead. The year he won the championship, that was obviously the system, the 10 race, 12 drivers. There's no elimination kind of thing. He wasn't in a must-win situation. He had enough of a gap. He could just run 15th and cruise to the championship. So, he ran top 10 in 2016. I think he got wrecked. Last year, I don't remember where he finished. But, yeah. Keselowski, I think he's definitely got a good shot because of all these playoff tracks. Phoenix, I think he's won at. Texas, he led 312 out 334 laps. Got past with 6 to go by Jimmy Johnson. He's won at Martinsville, dominated a race there. He's won a fuel mileage race at at Kansas. Sorry, it says Hollywood Casino 400. He's won multiple races at Talladega. He's won at Dover. He's run well at road courses. He's won at Richmond, and he's won at Vegas. So his history at these tracks is going to be an advantage. He knows how to drive this place. Paul Wolf knows how to call the tracks. So they've got a realistic shot. The 2012 Cup champion, I would not be surprised if he got to the championship 4 and was competing for a championship because he is a Cup champion. He has run well at all these tracks, and him and his crew chief have a good connection. So I think that is a big advantage that they have, and that could get them to the championship 4. that is all I have for today. I would like to thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. Shout out to James Andrew. I did a little thing in my throwback video where I said if you could find the car that doesn't belong, you get a shout out. Here it is, James Andrew. He gets a shout out. But yeah, normally, well, I'm just going to do it, but you got my last championship, why, who's going to win. I don't know who it is. I think it's Chase Elliott maybe. Why he's going to win the championship. And then you got the playlist right here. And you got the normal old click on my face to subscribe. So just click on my face. That'd be awesome. You'd make me happy. And I like being happy, and I bet you like being happy. So, yay. Thank you for watching.